In this session we will learn how to apply the Mouton managerial grid. In this video, each and every point is very essential. If you skip this session, you will learn a half-cooked lesson, which is more harmful as a leader. So, we request you to watch this session till end, and do not skip any part of it. It is important to understand your management or leadership style, so that you can then identify ways of reaching the target position of team manager. Step 1. Identify your managerial style. First, list down 5 or 6 recent situations where you were the leader. For each situation, place yourself on the grid, according to where you believe you fit. Use our self-assessment leadership quiz to help you spot your traits. Follow these instructions carefully for the quiz. For each of the given statement, rate yourself between 1 to 5. 1 signifies not at all, 2 signifies rarely, 3 signifies sometimes, 4 signifies often, and 5 is for very often. Please answer the questions as you actually are, rather than how you think you should be. Now we will analyze your position in Mouton managerial grid. After completing the questionnaire, transfer your answers by creating this type of form. The odd serial number answer is coming in left hand side and the even serial number is coming right hand side. The left hand side column is for people and the right hand side column is for task. After putting your answer here, do column wise summation. After that, multiply the column wise summation with 0.2. Now we have to put these 2 scores into the grid. First, create a matrix like that. This matrix is same as Mouton managerial grid. The model is represented as a grid with concern for production as the x-axis, and concern for people as the y-axis. Each axis ranges from 1, which signifies low, to 9 means high. Plot your final scores on the graph by drawing a horizontal line from the approximate people score to the right of the matrix and drawing a vertical line from the approximate task score on the horizontal axis to the top of the matrix. Then, draw 2 lines from each dot until they intersect. The area of intersection is the leadership dimension that you operate out of. Now we will understand the same by plotting a graph with an example. Suppose we got a people score as 4 and task score as 6. Then draw a horizontal line from 4 of the vertical axis to the right of the matrix and draw a vertical line from the 6 of the horizontal axis to the top of the matrix. We have found that the 2 lines have intersect in this point, and this point is in the area of authoritarian section. This chart will give you an idea of your leadership style. But, like any other instrument that attempts to profile a person, you have to take in other factors, such as how your peers and employees rate you as a leader. Do you get your job done? Do you take care of your employees? Are you helping to grow your organization? Etc. You should review the statements in the survey and reflect on the low scores by asking yourself, if I scored higher in that area, would I be a more effective leader? And if the answer is yes, then it should become a personal action item. Now we will again focus each type of leadership style. Authoritarian leader, high task, low relationship. People who get this rating are very much task-oriented and are hard on their workers. They are autocratic. There is little or no allowance for cooperation or collaboration. Heavily task-oriented people display these characteristics. They are very strong on schedules. They expect people to do what they are told without question or debate. When something goes wrong, they tend to focus on who is to blame rather than concentrate on exactly what is wrong and how to prevent it. They are intolerant of what they see as dissent. It may just be someone's creativity, so it is difficult for their subordinates to contribute or develop. Team leader: high task, high relationship. This type of person leads by positive example and endeavors to foster a team environment in which all team members can reach their highest potential, both as team members and as people. They encourage the team to reach team goals as effectively as possible, while also working tirelessly to strengthen the bonds among the various members. They normally form and lead some of the most productive teams. Country club leader: low task, high relationship. This person uses predominantly reward power to maintain discipline and to encourage the team to accomplish its goals. Conversely, they are almost incapable of employing the more punitive, coercive and legitimate powers. This inability results from fear that using such powers could jeopardize relationships with the other team members. Impoverished leader: low task, low relationship. A leader who uses a delegate and disappear management style. Since they are not committed to either task accomplishment or maintenance, they essentially allow their team to do whatever it wishes and prefer to detach themselves from the team process by allowing the team to suffer from a series of power struggles. The most desirable place for a leader to be along the two axis at most times would be a 9 on task and a 9 on people. The team leader. However, do not entirely dismiss the other 3. Certain situations might call for one of the other 3 to be used at times. For example, by playing the impoverished leader, you allow your team to gain self-reliance. Be an authoritarian leader to instill a sense of discipline in an unmotivated worker. By carefully studying the situation and the forces affecting it, you will know at what points along the axis you need to be in order to achieve the desired result. Now we go forward and look for step 2. Identify areas where you can improve and develop your leadership skills. Look at your current approach. Are you settling for middle of the road because it's easier than reaching for more? Think about whether your style suits the situation you are in. If you feel that you are too task-oriented, then you can try to involve your team members in creative problem solving, improve how you communicate with them, or work on your mentoring skills. Or, if you tend to focus too much on people, it may mean becoming clearer about scheduling and monitoring project progress, or improving your decision making. Continually monitor your performance and watch for situations where you slip back into bad old habits. This is step number 3. Put the grid in context. The team management style is often the most effective approach, but there are situations that call for more attention to one area than the other. For example, if your company is in the middle of a merger or some other significant change, then it can be acceptable to place a higher emphasis on people than on production, to guide them and reassure them through a potentially difficult time. Likewise, when faced with an emergency, an economic hardship, or a physical risk, concerns. Theories of leadership have moved on a certain amount since Blake and Mouton proposed their model half a century ago. In particular, the context in which leadership occurs is seen as an important driver of leadership style. And in many situations, the team manager as an ideal has shifted towards the transformational leader, so use the managerial grid as a helpful model for identifying your basic leadership style. Key points are: the Blake-Mouton managerial grid helps you to think about your leadership style and its effects on your team's productivity and motivation. By plotting concern for results against concern for people, the grid highlights how placing too much emphasis on one area at the expense of the other leads to poor results. It also discourages a vague middle-of-the-road compromise. The model proposes that, when concern for both people and results are high, employee engagement and productivity will likely be excellent. While the grid does not entirely address the complexity of which leadership style is best, it certainly provides an excellent starting point for thinking about your own performance and for improving your general leadership skills. In the next session we will learn contingency perspective of leadership.
If you like our video and want to get more video on management, please subscribe our channel and share this with your peer groups. You are also invited to our Facebook group. If you are a manager, inspiring business leader, management trainer, practitioner, entrepreneur, student, please subscribe our YouTube channel and join our Facebook group. The name of our Facebook group is Prabix Management Academy. Please subscribe and join us. Cheers.